In the past, a lot of my instruction was direct instruction. Nowadays, I can direct students to my course and they have the information they need to go at their own pace.
When I first started, we had the desktop computers and those were awesome and they're still definitely still utilized, part of the blended learning environment. But I just look from smart boards and to here we are now. I mean, now we're really definitely a true blended learning. They're utilizing all tools and really finding the best fit for themselves.
Technology has transformed learning in my classroom by having students become more learning-centered and having them more engaged in their own learning.
I've rethought how I teach students. In the past, it used to be I just delivered all the information. Now students are accessing the information through various sources. Technology has benefited my students in that they can learn anywhere, anytime. Yes, they're using the technology in the classroom, but I have students who are going home and accessing information. I see myself as becoming more of a facilitator during part of the day. Some kids understand what they need to do and they go with it, and other kids need a little more direct instruction.
The teaching, the way students learn has definitely been, definitely rethinking it, recreating, just reimagining their learning. And again, they more or less come up with the ideas now. Instead of me coming up with ideas, they're coming up with the ideas, like Kahoot questions, things they can do little quizzes on. They're the ones coming up with that. Technology has definitely transformed the student learning. They totally embrace it, and I can't imagine my classroom without it at this point. My role has changed. Instead of being a teacher, I'm more of a facilitator now for their learning, and they're very self-directed and empowered as learners.
I have rethought my teaching in my classroom in the way of using technology and the way that I provide instruction to my students. Instead of standing in front of my class providing direct instruction and not necessarily hitting all my students due to their needs or their lack of attention at times, I'm able to adjust based on what their needs are and provide more accommodations for them within the realm of the technology.
I feel like there's been an explosion of apps and websites where kids are learning at their own pace.
You really are being creative, as an educator. And, I'll be driving on the way to work like, oh, I can do that. I know how I can, they can do this on Schoology. They can post their work. They can annotate their close reading using the app Sketch. Those ideas come to you. And sometimes, again, the kids are the ones that come up with the ideas, I would say, more than me. And I'll plan with them. They'll finish an activity and instead of saying, Miss Narrow, what do I do? Now it's, what do you think you could do? What could you do when you finish? Just leading their own learning.
So it's very exciting for me to see a student really grasp onto this and go with it.
The way that I would envision my classroom going is the route the path that I'm currently on, where every student would have a one-to-one correspondence with a tablet and access to their own equipment.
Again, I can't see myself going back. It's only looking forward. Learning has definitely transformed for the students, my teaching, and I try to think of what's the future going to bring even more. Where we are now, wow, the future is going to be so amazing, so bright, and I really hope these students, I really feel they're being set up for success. They're learning life skills, being a good digital citizen. I can't wait to see where they go as well, but I think they're being set up for some amazing things.